Hi, my name is Phoebe Wilby. I'm an author. Welcome to my YouTube channel, My Point of View. Hi, I'd like to read another story for you from my short story collection, Point of View. It's all relative, really. And this one is called Steps to Heaven. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Joel climbs the steps leading to his holiday let in East Looe. And 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. His shopping is beginning to weigh heavily. Just a couple of things: a loaf of bread, some ham and cheese, butter, jar of coffee, sugar, basics to help make his stay a little more comfortable. It's not a lot, but the climb along the steeply winding paths from the co-op at the bottom of the steps that would take him further aloft to his accommodation, perched somewhere on the hill above the seaside town, has left him winded. He is considerably better after his long stay in hospital, from which he had chosen to convalesce in Looe, but he is still a tad unfit. 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good morning. A woman he recognizes as staying in the house next to his passes him on the steps. She is dressed in a pale pink padded coat, which make her legs clad in caramel leggings appear spindly. He thinks she looks a little like a popsicle. A bobble hat holds most of her blonde, wind-whipped hair in place, and a small rucksack, which is casually flung over her shoulder, catches a bit more. The rest flies about her head in a frenzy, whipping her face, and his too, as she passes him on the steps. She catches his eye and grins, a little self-consciously, as they pass each other. "You off to the shops, then?" he asks, more to be polite than for any real desire to chat. Yeah," she replies, and stops to engage the handsome stranger in some banal conversation about the particularly cold spell they are experiencing. "Not at all like last year, is it?" she says. "Don't you think the sun shining on the sea makes it look almost Mediterranean, all blue and deliciously inviting, but frigidly deceptive? Many times this month, and remember it's been so cold it's snowed, but not here in Looe, too much salt in the air. Chases the snow away, don't you know? Anyway, I've been so tempted to take the plunge, but do you remember the young man who dived in to retrieve his girlfriend's watch this time last year when it wasn't as cold? Anyway, he wasn't in for too long, but still had to be rushed to hospital. Hypothermia, you understand." Joel cuts into her rhetoric, anxious now to get to the top of the stairs and the relative safety of his temporary home, and somehow he convinces her to carry on down the steps. He watches until she turns the corner at the bottom. Then he turns away, takes a deep breath, and resumes his climb. 14, 15, no, where was I? 12, no. He looks back down, tries to recount the steps he's already climbed, but can't be sure he hasn't counted that one already. "Oh, damn it," he exclaims, and with a resigned sigh he retraces his steps. 16! It was 16! Once at the bottom, he looks up again at the mountain of steps. What kind of fool builds a town all over such a steep hill, he grumbles to himself, and what kind of fool decides to recuperate in said place? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Quicker, so as to make it up there. And 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, all in strict marching rhythm, helps him to concentrate. Lifting his right foot, placing it on the step, and shifting his weight to his right foot, lifting his left foot, bringing it up and forward to the next step, counting as he climbs, deliberately, in time. 16, 17, 18. Slower now, the burn just beginning. Keep going. Puffed, he breathes the words. 19, 20, counting all the way. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. He hears the kids before he sees them and keeps his head down, refusing to make eye contact, counting his way up the steps, mouthing the words. 26, 27, 28. "You're a bit young to be loopy, ain't you, mister?" a mocking voice taunts him. He's still a few steps away, and Joel looks up, seeing a precocious, spotty teenager wearing black skinny jeans, his head hidden by a black hoodie. 29, 30, 31. "Hey, what you counting for? My ma used to count if I were in trouble." "Yeah, mine too," the spotty teenager's equally spotty friend rebutted. "Thinks she could only count to 3, though." Raucous laughter follows, and the other lads with them plonk down the steps ever closer. 32, 33. I hope they just keep walking. 30. Oh, damn it. He had kept climbing, forgetting to count, and now has lost his place. He groans, frustrated, resigned. "You must have been a good kid if your mam only had to count to 3. His rejoinder surprises the lads. They stop. They're not sure if he's joking, mocking, or deadly serious. Either way, they have no idea what he's talking about. He sighs and stops too. Unison. Well, when my mum started counting, it meant I was in trouble. She very rarely stopped at 3. Well, yeah, we all had that. Their spokesman appears to be a pimply one. He postures a little uncertainly. Joel sighs again. I doubt it. His shoulders droop and he remembers. He mentally shakes himself and resumes his climb. Where was I this time? The lads are bored with him and continue to lope down the stairs, leaping 2 or 3 at a time, whooping it up. Joel stands still until they have gone. He is nearly in tears. He's forgotten where he is up to and knows he has to start again. He turns around and looks back down the steps, then up, and realizes that he's almost halfway. He makes a decision and leaves his shopping on the step and runs down to the bottom as fast as he dares, clinging to the handrail. At the bottom he stops to collect his breath and his thoughts, to clear his mind. I'm going to do it this time. No one and nothing can distract me. He takes a deep breath, and for the 3rd time this morning he begins to count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He's off to a good start and stops to catch his breath and gather his strength, repeating 20 over and over in his head. Calmer now, he continues. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. He plods along, slow and steady, ever upwards, closer to the top. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. His laboured breath rings in his ears and his heart pounds strongly in his head. Still he forces himself on. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. He mentally blocks everything else out. His pounding head, raw, gasping breath, aching legs. He unzips his coat and the rush of cool air is momentarily refreshing. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. He's like a robot now, plodding ever upward slowly. He stops, looks up, and is surprised to find he's almost there. The realization fills him with the courage to keep going. 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. He's made it up the steps and stumbles to the bench someone in another lifetime has kindly put there. His face glows fiery furnace red and his aching limbs match the burn. He lowers his frame onto the seat, inhales deeply and exhales slowly several times, feeling the oxygen slowly returning to replenish his soul. Gradually his temperature cools and his body begins to tingle. His sweat dries and he begins to itch. He still has a little way to go up the hill to the house, but the steps are the worst. Feeling a little light-headed after the exercise, he stands to survey his success. The view from the top of the steps is magnificent. The boats bob gently in the harbour, and the winter sun bounces off the ripples, causing momentary blindness. His eyes adjust, and he lowers his gaze to the mountain of steps he has just climbed. He cannot believe how far away the bottom step is, and he is proud of his accomplishment. 86 steps! Man, I'm a god! His eyes clear fully, and he notices something on a step a little over halfway down, and he feels his stomach drop. Frantically he looks around him at the bench, at the top of the steps, at the path in between. His shopping bag is not near. Oh my! He wants to scream, but something inside won't let him. He has to be in control. He has to... Oh, damn it! Joel approaches the steps, resigned. He won't be going home any time soon. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe to my channel and share it around. The more the merrier. If you enjoyed the story and want to own your very own copy of one of my books, please visit my webpage or check out the links to my books on Amazon in the description below. I'll see you next time. Thank you.